Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you are all doing great and आपकी preparation भी अच्छी चल रही होगी. And also with the positive hope, let's practice well and luck factor and apart from the all other factors. Just do your best and believe in yourself. So as you can see, in all the examination of each cycle, one thing that all the students find common is they keep thinking we have prepared a lot, but still, from where NTA brings such writers that we call minor writers or the obscure writers that we, after studied day and night, still um, we didn't have any idea or we cannot find from where they find or bring such writers. So I have prepared few PDF from those writers, uh, majorly where you are going to find, and if any of you who are watching, if you have watched, if you have observed and analysis the PYQs, previous year questions paper, you will find out after watching the video that how many work and writers you have seen in the previous examination. So not only these questions will help you to get through that or get to those writers, but I have added the explanation also, so this is going to be extremely helpful. Do watch the video till end. We will solve a few questions for trial that I just want to see how it goes, and then all the PDF. Okay, I will wait for your response. So let's start the class. The first question on your screen is the pastime pleasure, 1509, an allegorical dream vision, marking the transition from medieval morality to Renaissance humanism, was written by. You have to find out the pastime of pleasure. All the major writers, their work, literary theories, concept, uh, um, everything from the major writers specifically, we get, we know, we remember, we memorize, we recall. But there are few, we can say, or there are a lot of that we missed a chance to get along with those writers. So you have to practice so that at least not only all the writers but a few of them you can be familiar when you are going to see the question paper. Okay, so the pastime of pleasure is a work 1509. It is an allegorical dream vision that marks the transition from medieval morality to Renaissance humanism. After a medieval age, it was the age of Renaissance. From subgenres we have like Elizabethan, Jacobean, Caroline, and Edwardian. So you have to find out those answers. So option you have John Skeleton, Stephen Hawes, Thomas Witt, and Henry Howard, and correct answer is option B, Stephen Hawes. Okay, it is written by Stephen Hawes. John Skeleton writer you have seen, Thomas Witt is also there, Henry Howard is also there. So you have to practice of all these writers' work. Stephen Hawes wrote The Pastime of Pleasure 1509. It is an allegorical dream vision poem in which the hero, Grand Armor, represents the journey toward virtue and knowledge. It bridges the medieval allegory like Lydgate and Renaissance humanism. So, this work is strongly influenced by Chaucerian narrative technique, you can remember, and it is an important transitional text in early Tudor literature. Okay, so a little bit information will be already added in the question paper in the PDF. Sorry, it along with the questions. So you will get familiar of the writers, and definitely you will find out yes that PDF is going to be helpful, and you will start practicing. Okay. Let's see the next question. The London Merchant, and remember, these type of works and writers now appear in majorly matching questions. Okay. So the London Merchant, 1731, which established the genre of domestic tragedy in 18th century England, was written by. Options you can see, read, and then if you know, you have to comment the answer. Nicholas Rowe, Thomas Otway, George Lillo, Colin Cyber. The London Merchant, 1731. This work established the genre of domestic tragedy, remember. So its correct answer is option C, George Lillo. Okay, George Lillo was the writer of the London Merchant 1731. It replaced the aristocratic. This work replaced the aristocratic tragedy heroes with a middle class protagonist. It marks a shift from classical tragedy to bourgeois domestic realism, and it influenced later sentimental drama. So one work after the another, you will definitely going to be find helpful. Next question we have the private memoirs of and confessions of a justified sinner 1824, exploring the psychological duality and Calvinist predestination, was written by Thomas De Quincey, James Hogg, William Hazlitt and John Galt. At least you are not going to see those major writers, but only the obscure and minor one I have added in this PDF. I have prepared a full set of these specific writers after analyzing the questions. So these are a repeated one. Okay. And also in between, let me remind you with the successful launch of the premium group, daily 25 questions students are practicing. Like you can multiply that with 6 days. Sunday is only for the revision. How many questions you are practicing? 10 PYQs daily you are having. Okay. And in between paper 1 MCQs and paper 2 important I am sharing on those channel, those group. So if any of you successfully 15 members are already the part, I have already 50 seats I have allotted. But if any of you want to join, just simply let me know. All the class PDF you will get. All the class PDF, not the one, but the one who is the part of this group, they will get this PDF and daily practice with consistency. The correct answer is option B, James Hogg. This work is written by, at least remember the work, James Hogg, a Scottish writer, published this novel in 1824. Remember, combines Gothic fiction, religious fanaticism, and psychological fragmentation that explores the concept of the double self. Due to Ramadan, I have skipped few days. I'm trying to upload the video daily, but 1 week we have missed, and now I'll try to be regular. So you have to stay tuned. This work explores the concept of the double self. Remember which work? It is the work by James Hogg, published in 1824. Then it also anticipates later modernist concerns with unreliable narration, and this work is important in Scottish romantic prose traditions. Not only the American or British writers, but around the world, around the globe, they ask the questions. Now, next question we have the female Ziote, 1752, a parody of romance conventions that critiques female education, was written by Eliza Haywood, most repeated writer, Charlotte Lennox, already, Frances Burney, and Delhi River Manley. Few are the writers are extremely important, so we cannot skip or we cannot ignore them, even if want, because don't know which how many of them appear. So Charlotte Lennox, option B is the correct answer. The female Ziote, 1752, that was inspired by Cervantes' Don Quixote. Remember, this work is already popular, and it satirizes the romantic fantasies absorbed from popular literature. It is important in the development of early English novel, and it is praised by this work, The Female Quixote in 1752, praised by Samuel Johnson. Okay, remember, Dr. Samuel Johnson. Let's see the next question. Only a few questions I will upload today to check how it goes. And Paris, a poem, very important, this matching questions. We keep thinking that from where NTA has brought such questions, like they are asking anything, no? So, Paris, a poem 1920, an experimental urban modernist text blending the history and Montague technique, was written by. You have to find out. Paris is a poem published in 1922. This is an experimental urban modernist text blending the history and Montague technique, by which of the options given, by which of the writer given in the options who has written the work. Next time I will add about all the writers here so that we get more practice and get familiar. Correct answer of this question is 25 sets I have prepared. This PDF I am uploading late, but students who is the part of premium group, they have get already. So Hope Mirlis published this work, Paris, a poem in 1920, uses the modernist fragmentation and Montague technique, reflects the post-World War I that is based on European consciousness. It is considered ahead of its time, influenced later experimental poetry and connected with Bloomsbury group. Okay, you can remember this is actually important and frequently asked. Next one we have a castaway. This is also a PYQ. PYQ, that means we have seen. If we have observed the question paper previously, then somehow we have seen such questions, whether it's just the work, whether it's just the writer or anything. So a Castaway 1866, which is a dramatic monologue presenting the voice of marginalized women, was written by Castaway 1866. See the options? Now 4 days left, Ramzan will be over, and 90 days you have to be consistent. Specifically, those students can join definitely. I'm extremely happy they have joined. I have not even imagined, but which one is the correct answer? So correct answer is Augusta Webster, option A. A Castaway 1866, which is a Victorian dramatic monologue. Who is the writer associated with dramatic monologue? Quickly comment your answer. Gives voice to a socially ostracized woman, engages with issues of gender, morality, and social hypocrisy, and also it often compared with Browning's dramatic monologue form. Okay. Next question we have Jack of Newbury. This type of questions they like intentionally give in matching. So Jack of Newbury 1597, considered an early example of prose fiction about artisan life, was written by. Options you can see: Thomas Nass, Thomas Delaney, Robert Greene, and Thomas Lodge. Three of them are the part of University Wit, the member of University Wit. Jack of Newbury 1597. Correct answer is option B. Okay. Thomas Delaney is the writer who has written the work Jack of Newbury in 1597. One of the earliest English prose narratives centered on working class life, reflects growing urban commercial culture, prefigures as English novel tradition. Okay. The Light of Asia 1879, which is a narrative poem introducing Buddhist philosophy to Victorian readers, was written by. See the options and quickly comment your answer. 10 questions I will upload today to check how it goes. Okay. Correct answer of this question is option B, Edwin Arnold. The Lighthouse of Asia in 1879, published in 1879, is the work by Edwin Arnold. It is a narrative poem, remember, on the life of Gautam Buddha. Okay, this is the narrative poem on the life of Gautam Buddha, popularized Eastern philosophy in Victorian England, and it is the part of Orientalist literary engagement. Do not forget what is uh, Orientalist and what is Anglicist. Next, the New Atlantis. This is, if you have observed, this is very much frequent work. The New Atlantis 1709, a scandalous political allegory criticizing the big government, was written by. See the options: Aphra Behn, Delirier Manley, Eliza Haywood, or Susanna St. Clair. The New Atlantis. The work which we are from not familiar about the work. those work appear in the matching specifically. So I have prepared in the session, live session, I have discussed that which topic we have to focus. Now whether just one question, but I will try to be regular. So option B, it's Delirier Manley is the correct answer. Okay, wrote this work in 1709. It is a political satire disguised as allegory and attacks leading political figures of the time, important in the development of amateur fiction and political satire. Amateur fiction is a literary theory. Just tell me, now tell me who is the writer associated with this term? Mary Olivier Alive. An early psychological stream of consciousness novel was written by Mary Olivier Alive 1909, 1919. All the writers here you must have seen, you have studied about, so you have to tell me the correct option. Correct answer is option B. It's May Sinclair because you can see here a stream of consciousness novel is mentioned here, an early psychological stream of consciousness. So May Sinclair and later it was William James. May Sinclair who popularized the term, and then apart from him, it's Virginia Woolf. May Sinclair published Mary Oliver in 1919, one of the earliest English novels using the stream of consciousness technique influenced by contemporary psychology, and it is contributed to early British modernism before Woolf's major work. Okay, you can easily remember. So these are the 10 questions. If you are really preparing well now, you must revise whatever the questions or you have got already. Specifically, I'm telling you the members and all of you, not only the one, but all of you must revise what you have. So that's why Saturday and Sunday I have spared for revision only. So if I need to go more deeper, just let me know so that I can prepare and bring something more important and more deeply. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Let's meet in the next class. Do take care of yourself and prepare well.